How's it going, Squad Nation? It is your boy, Six. And today, we is back again with more God of High School. And today, we're going to be talking about Mori Hui, the clone that was pretty much better than the original, if we're being honest. Now, before I even get started, this was requested to me very freaking heavily by a lot of you guys. Y'all wanted me to talk about Mori Hui, like, bruh. So I'll talk about Mori Hui in this video, and then possibly in the future videos, I'll continue on with other characters such as David Han, Mori Hui, all this stuff like that. I definitely want to at least get those two out the way so we can finish the Holy Trinity, Mori, David, Mira, you get it, right? And then after that, we'll probably talk about other characters and yeah, just go from there. So without further ado, we're not gonna waste any time. Let's just get straight into Mori Hui. Hui is a copy of our dear original Mori Jin, who he pretty much dispatched to the real world after the events of Ori country to make sure that his friends were all safe and sound. Apart from looks, skills, and even abilities, you would pretty much think that the two of them are pretty much just alike, you know what I'm saying? They are pretty much, you really can't really tell a difference between the two, between the original and the copy, but the differences are very far and in between. For starters, Mori Hui is pretty much not really, well, his personality is kind of pretty different from that of Mori Jin, as well as his power as well. Since he is only just a copy, Mori Hui can only use the full power of the Monkey King for only so long before he is pretty much drained out. Heck, even when it came down to martial arts, Renewal Taekwondo, a martial art that pretty much Mori Jin himself, the original, literally used, Mori Hui legit had to learn from actual scratch just so he can be well versed in it. One thing that was very constant in Mori Hui's arc per se was the fact that Mori Hui wanted to grow as a person. He wanted to be recognized as his own individual self. Instead, he was kept on being reminded of the fact that he was not at all an actual original or even an actual individual, just a carbon copy of the original Mori Jin, who is nowhere to be found at this point in time. Because keep in mind, Mori Jin is still literally in outer space and stuff, dealing with heavenly beings and all that other craziness. But as to why I say that the copy was pretty much better than the original was simply because Mori Hui picked up certain skill sets and abilities that the original wouldn't actually pick up until later in his life cycle. Because Mori Hui was just a straight up clone and carbon copy of the original and pretty much lacking in certain abilities, such as I told early on in the video, Mori Hui can only use the Monkey King power for only so long before he's tapped out. He had to learn certain, pole techniques and skill sets by none other than Howling Sail, the weapon master of one of the original 6. And hey, I'm not gonna lie to you, this man Mori Hui did his thing, bro. He was out here really going crazy with this. As well as Mori Hui's arc as trying to be recognized as just himself and not just being a copy or a lookalike of Mori Jin, he would pretty much impact a lot of people that would pretty much look at him as his own being, such as Kusanagi, the snake man who literally got put in the fear and God by Mori Hui. Go on to leave a more lasting impact on his rival at the time, Rosanet, who was the descendant of Hercules, who at the time absolutely hated him, but grown to legit respect him, and even used Mori Hui as a template, as a means to get stronger, as his motivation to even be more stronger than before, even the aftermath of said Ragnarok arc. Speaking of Ragnarok, well, we're about to get into that. Before the events could even take place, a plan was made to pretty much bring back the original Mori Jin from the space that he is in right now. But during the planning process, the Jade Emperor came to Mori Hui with a absolute promise that if Mori Hui teams up with the Jade Emperor would literally give Mori Hui the individuality that he's seeking so much by giving him a proper original body, a life to call his own, everything. All he has to do is basically betray the people that he's grown close with. Especially characters like Daewoo Han and Mirai, who, despite literally looking at Mori Hui at first as just, a copy of their friend, they've grown to really like Mori Hui's individual characteristics, his difference in personality, and all that good stuff. Despite Mori Jin being all about fighting and stuff like that, Mori Hui carries himself with a calm composure and not really into fighting like that, but only when it's absolutely freaking necessary, and vice versa. Also, he kind of also hates hot food, but he kind of learns to live with the pain. So at first, it looked like my boy Huey was about to trade the whole crew. In reality, he was basically playing a triple freaking agent. He was Revolver Ocelot, and pretty much in hindsight, was for the crew this entire time. He was just using the Jade Emperor to get close so he can pretty much stop whatever his plans was and pretty much sink the entire arc that was pretty much activated. During the fight against the Jade Emperor, even at his absolute prime, bro, Mori Hui was able to stand toe-to-toe against him and even was actually about to win by delivering the final blow to him, but Mori Hui was unsuccessful. As you guys know, Mori Hui is still a copy of our dear original Mori Jin. And at this point, Mori Hui was just at the literally mere seconds, literally minutes away from basically just disappearing due to the sheer amount of power and that he pretty much already used up at this point. Even during the events of Ragnarok, when the gods ascended it from heaven and everyone was basically duking it out, Mori Hui, with the last bits of his power, was able to help Daewoo Han at his most volatile state after being awakened to the Jade Emperor's power, and pretty much using what little embers that he has left. Help Daewoo save the Earth before freaking Jupiter could crash into the freaking planet and send it straight back into alignment with the other planets. But again, this would be pretty much Huey's last act, do or die moment, to pretty much save a friend that he's grown attached to throughout this entire situation. Despite Daewoo trying to use regeneration and all other abilities to heal Mori Hui tells him to thank him for being his friend and contracts Yoe, and also tells Daewoo that his original is coming back to pretty much, run hands with the gods. And with that, Huey disappears with nothing more but a piece of his headband and a strand of hair on Daewoo's shoulder. Pretty much, insinuating that Mori Hui, even in death, was still pretty much protecting my man Daewoo this entire time. As Mori Jin, our original, our boy, our GOAT, alright, blows the strand of hair, everyone, everywhere, pretty much gets a glimpse of Huey's memories. His experiences, everything. His fight against the Jade Emperor, the bonds that he's forged with everyone, even moments leading up to his own death. Everyone experiences this all at once, pretty much seeing just how much of a true GOAT my man Huey was, bro. And with that, that's pretty much the end of our dear boy Mori Hui, the copy that was indeed, in some ways, better than our original right here. Though our boy Mori Hui would meet a very, very sad end, it would not be the last time we would actually see of him. And coming into the later, pretty much the final arc of the God of High School series, we would see a familiar face. Mori Hui was actually still alive in another universe, in a whole other dimension and timeline, where the events of Ragnarok and all that pan out very differently, where Mori Hui would not only become the Mori Jin in that timeline, but also rose up to be the supreme god. Pretty much confirming the little theory that Dewi had during the little bathhouse scene that they had in the Constellation match arc, where if anything ever happened to Mori Jin, then Mori Hui would pretty much be the original, and he would pretty much have all the abilities, all the powers, all the skill sets, all of that stuff that the original had, and even more so. So, yeah. And also, another thing too, Huey's also married to Mira in that universe. Yes, Mira and Mori Hui have tied the knot. That's insane. It is actually insane. So, Mori Hui has Dewi sloppy seconds, while Mori Jin has his sister. Mori Jin's sister, not Dewi's sister. No. That would be so... Yo, I'm not gonna lie. That would be so effed up. Yo, that would be so effed up. That would be absolutely effed up. Oh my gosh, bro. Nah, bro, I literally had to thought. I really had to think what I just said. But no, off rip. Just only imagine that in another universe, Huey has as your sister, and in another universe, Mori Jin has this man's has Mira. Bro, that would be that's so funny. They would out here obese if he just be. I mean, it's already bad enough that Dewi, at least in the original timeline, his freaking teacher is banging his sister and has children with her. I can't. Bro, I'm done. But anyways, guys, that is it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please like this video, comment down below, share this video across social media if you can, and subscribe if you're new to my channel. This is PlaySex signing out, and as always, thank you guys so much for watching. Peace!